I'm just thinking, after we've obviously done recording this, what we're actually going to cover it next?
I know. We're nearly done.
It's crazy, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is episode 6. We're obviously covering stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, we've covered it week to week to week. And I'm going to be honest, I really enjoyed it. Do you know, like the progression?
Yeah, it's been really good fun. You know, um, it's definitely been something worth watching.
Yeah. And I want to go back to a question which you said a while back, which was if this is the standard of people, obviously, like in WWE, we're all screwed.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, but was it? I think, but was it? I think it's safe to say that the WWE's looking at the perspective that whatever's coming through, sort of the independence and the style is not for them. So they're obviously trying to create their own sort of what was it? Sort of roster of wrestlers coming up at a varying level. You know, going in and out. So it's definitely interesting with the quality that's there. You know, but was it? And there's some. I think there's some megastars in the making on this show.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we'll obviously get into all that and stuff. But of course, as always, let's get into the intro. Hey, Nate, it's great to hear, my man. As always on the show and stuff like that. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been all right. It's been usual. Usual thing. We saw at the beginning of the week I wasn't feeling well, and then I had Raw. So that was good. And then it's been pretty much just work and try to get rid of this head cold. So starting to come out the end of it, hopefully.
Yeah, I remember when we shot this stuff last week, you was obviously a bit under the weather and stuff, and we obviously got a little bit of a complaint and stuff like that. I don't want to go into much detail, but it was all in the name of good fun.
Yeah, it was. It was. Who complains about wrestling? I don't know. You know.
I could
Uh,
answer that, but we might get kicked off the air.
yeah. What was it called? I don't know. You know, you would think some people would have better things to do than complain about stuff, but what was it called? Yeah, what was it? Obviously, this is top notch quality podcasting. So I don't know why anybody would complain about what we do.
You never know. You know, it's wrestling. Do you know what I mean? You're always going to get people where you just like upset them in one way or another.
Yeah.
But
If
yeah,
you,
for me, I mean, it's been obviously one of those weeks as well. We obviously meant to have an interview and stuff this week. That didn't obviously go to plan and stuff. But, you know, we keep winning it.
yep, definitely. What was it? What was it? Unfortunately, that's what work's all about, in it. You know. What was it? You go to work to earn the money to do all the fun stuff that we do. So it certainly is. Certainly has been fun. Work.
100% and stuff like that. So, of course, mate, we're talking about WWE LFG episode 6. I've got to be honest, last week's episode was absolutely one of my favourites. But this week's, for me, I mean, it was good, obviously, in front of a crowd and stuff. But it just didn't feel like that same, vibe after
No,
last week.
no, certainly. I mean, for me, it was more of a sort of like watching a sort of wrestling show. You know, like wrestling, as opposed to the sort of nitty gritty of whatever was going on in the background. You know, and I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. There was some good fun with it. That was it. But obviously, obviously, it was really all about the sort of wrestlers and getting them in front of what was it? Getting them in front of a crowd and seeing how
Mm-hmm.
it went. You know, and some of them obviously having their first matches as well.
100%. It was absolutely incredible. Before all that, obviously take a spot to Charlotte Hill after last week. And I've got to be honest, and I said the thing when I watched it live was, why didn't he do that promo, in the thing? Because if he'd have done that promo on top of that match, he could be like at a point.
But most definitely, and he even said that. I mean, that's a I can't remember which one it was because it was the other day I watched it, but I'm sure Booker said that, or was it Punk said he would have got the point if he had done the promo.
I
Which
think it was
is
Punk.
yeah, and then the fact that he didn't, I thought was very surprising that he didn't do it. Hopefully he's learned his lesson.
Yeah, and the thing is now, I mean, we've obviously watched it week to week and stuff like that. We are seeing a lot of these people grow, and there's obviously 16 people. There's still, like I said, a couple which we didn't see, which we saw this week.
No, definitely. There's a few standout. One that sort of obviously, what was it? The lad Holyfield. We know what his lineage is, So his father was the great Evander Holyfield, and then obviously really impressed with what was it? Bailey. What was it and what she could potentially be in the ring. She just looks an absolute monster, which is
Yeah,
what wrestling needs in
yeah.
sort of
Tiffany
division.
Lynn says Shiloh looks like he could be a mysterious, scary, silent character. Honestly, yeah, I can kind of get that, but for me, I feel like his promo work is probably one of the best we've seen.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, But was it to find out where these guys will sort of fit in? What was it? Because I'm guessing they're not in their final gimmicks, So they're showing a bit of personality. What was it? But I don't think it'll go down. I think, like you said, I think the intensity is promo and things like that. I think they'll try and build on that, because they've got too many sort of characters down that path, that dark path at the moment. I think.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, and stuff like that. So, obviously, the first part of the show is building, obviously, the matches with people who's obviously not been in matches and stuff like that. So, I want to make sure I get this right. So, Sari, oh God, any help me out on this?
You're asking me about names after my complaint.
Go on, you've got this.
Yeah. Who am I talking to now? Am I talking to Stefan?
No, any.
No. Okay. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought.
Uh,
Yeah. So what was it? God, where were we now? What were we talking about? I should.
basically, the build up to the first matches.
Yeah. So what was it? So obviously, what was it? Take us. Obviously, what was it? What was it? Talking to sort of. What was it? Is it Elijah? Is that how you say it? Elijah Holyfield.
Yep. Yep.
What was it called? So obviously we go through that a bit. What was it? And there's a sort of discussion, and they end up picking Anthony Luke to do the match with. So Taker has to go talk to Booker to see if that is okay. So what was it? What was it called? And then obviously you've got Mickey James and Bubba Ray. They're sort of what was it? Wanting Chris Island to work with Drake. So what was it? They need to sort of work on that. But was it? And then obviously Bailey. Was it Bailey Humphries?
Yes.
What was it called? She's obviously talking about. What was it? Going to have her first match in front of a live crowd, and it was she's going to take on Danny. What was it? What was it? Pretty much, I think what we've got is we've got Bailey versus Danny. We've
Mm-hmm.
got Drake versus Chris Island. We've got Holyfield versus Anthony Luke, and we have it was it
Serena
and
Linton versus Penina.
Penina. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So so once we've got all that and Bailey's got our nervous poop out the way, we can we can sort of we just go straight into it, sort of the matches. So you've got sort of
No, we don't. You're missing one key thing we do.
what have I missed? Let me
What
just
do they
open up.
watch?
Oh, they watch the debut matches of all the other the sort of coaches, the legends. Sorry, I forgot all about
Now I've got to
that.
be honest with you. I've got to be honest with you here. How many of them do you actually remember as a fan?
I remember Takers.
Yes.
I can actually remember that. I know where I actually watched that, and it was just after a Survivor Series, because the little guy next door, he had Sky Television.
Mm-hmm.
That was and that's where I first seen that. What was it called? I don't ever recall seeing Baba Ray. You know.
No, that one was really surprising. I didn't expect
Yeah.
that one.
It was a very weird character. I mean, I know that's what he was. You know. What was
Mm-hmm.
it? But he had
But no, the Mickey James one I do remember. I
yeah.
didn't watch much WCW ones, so I know obviously Harlem Heat, but I don't remember the first match.
Yeah, but was it? Yeah, but was I've seen that match before, so I knew about that, and I knew about Mickey James because obviously she came in. She was a bit of a sort of stalker of Trish Stratus, you know,
Mm-hmm.
doing all the sort of what was it,
Creepy
stalkery
stuff.
stuff, creepy stuff.
But yeah, I
You
get
know,
what you're saying
yeah,
with
what
stuff
was
like
it
that.
called? I mean, who can't forget that finger licking good match that she had with what was it, Trish Stratus?
It was a good match. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah, but yeah.
So
Uh,
after we've got all this out of the way, and what the thing was when I watched their debut matches, like I said, we remember the Taker ones and stuff like that. I'm like, wow. I mean, that's your first match and stuff because the key thing, obviously, they all said was you're going to remember your first match. This is like a once in a lifetime type thing.
yeah, you get a sort of chance to make what was it? To sort of make that first impression, you know, especially when you've got, especially back in the day as well, when you had a more of a gimmicky character, you know, like the
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker or Bubba Ray, you know.
Yeah, I
What was it
100%.
called? What was it? Mickey James, and obviously Booker T was there with his brother. So great stuff.
100%, 100%. So then after that, mate, we'll go straight into the matches. And match number one was Danny Sikelski for Team Mickey versus Bailey Humphrey for Team Taker. If you'd have said to me that was her first match, Bailey, I wouldn't have believed you because I thought Misha was absolutely, spot on. This was match of my favourite match out of them all.
Yeah, but was it that? I mean, we don't know. Was that more to do with Danny than Bailey? But I think she really represented herself really well in that first match. She was phenomenal in that first match, Bailey. You know, so what was it? Really stood out. Really made an impression. What was it? And what was it? It's really good to have that sort of powerhouse that's there. You know, these females that are sort of powerhouses are sort of lacking in wrestling, and I think she's going to be a big name for that reason. Um, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, I mean, like I said, Bailey did absolutely incredible, but Danny's selling when it comes to like, getting beat down and stuff it's really, you can't teach that.
No, you can't teach that. That's natural, isn't it? You know,
Mm.
what was it called? Always sort of fighting from the bottom up. You know, and what was it? She ended up hitting that like that top rope move, which allowed sort of Bailey then to go on and get the win. You know, the sort of a Great Khali sort of head crush move thing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it was really cool. And obviously Taker was extremely happy with this match, and so was Mickey James. What was it? What was it called? Complimented her on her facials and things like that, and they talked about how you like you don't think of that in a match, you know, when you're doing in the match, what your facials are doing and things like that. So like another sort of insider to how you get yourself over, I suppose, if you're sort of wrestling. There's little sort of things there, but really good match. Really enjoyed this one. What was
I've
it
got
called?
I've got to be honest, this is probably the one for me, which is probably the best out of everyone we've watched.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, definitely.
100%.
And
So
then
next up,
obviously,
sorry, go ahead.
obviously, what was it? Danny jumps in that weird ice bath thing that people do nowadays as well. At the end, you know, it's like, what are you doing, woman?
But apparently, like I said, it's supposed to be good, like for the muscles and stuff. And we'll get on
Yeah,
to obviously what we see next week and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I can't really fault this match. Now, next up, we've got Serena Linter for Team Mickey versus Panina Tualipa for Team Booker. I've got to be honest, this is one of those matches where at the start I thought, okay, this is really, really good. But then I think was it the Hurricane Runner she went for, and it just kind of
Yeah.
went downhill then.
I mean, even they said it, but like these are the type of matches I don't like because they're just too fast and they don't make sense. You know,
Mm-hmm.
to me, what was it? Obviously, there was a bit. In this case, there was a bit of nervousness, you know, and what was it? They managed to sort of turn it around and find where they were like back their way back. But I think I think after that, a wee bit of confidence was lost, and you know that's what sort of threw off the timing a little bit in this match as well. You know, was it there was a point I think there was a move that what was it I think went a bit awry, you know, and obviously and there was a bit of panic there, but was it that happens, you know, but they didn't like they worked around it. They didn't blame each other when they came back, you know. They talked it over and realised like it's one of these things, you know, and they got some good advice from Booker T and Mickey James as well. So yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, it was still a good match and stuff like that. It was just once that obviously, it seemed like once that little like mishap happened, they kind of like, oh god, what do we do? You kind of like you lose like focus in a way.
Yeah, definitely. You
So
just sort of get thrown off, even just a wee step or two, you know.
yeah, absolutely. So obviously that's the women's matches out the way. Next up, we've got Drake Monroe. Moreau, have I said that right? Yeah,
Moreau,
Jake
Moreau, Moreau.
Moreau for Team Bubba versus Chris Allen for Team
Yeah,
Mickey.
yeah.
I've got to be honest, these two really worked.
I just want to say, if anybody's got an issue with my pronunciation of names, then you can kiss my hairy Scottish arse.
That's the Haney we love.
Yes.
But yeah, please continue.
Yes. So, they seem to be big on this Chris Island guy, but I'm not like it's not my cup of tea. You know, I don't get it. You know, but it was it was a decent enough match. You know, what was it called? And I think it was a bit of a atomic drop that ended up winning this one, wasn't it? But was it? What was it? I think they were both happy with how it sort of met. But was it how it went? You know, but was it? Anyway, it was obviously there was a bit of advice from the legends and the coaches as well after the match, but nothing really stood out to me in this match. You know, it was very like nah. What was it?
Did
I
it
mean,
just
that's
not
just my
click?
thing.
Did it just like not click with you anywhere?
It just didn't. No, what was it? You just it was just another wrestler match. You don't get like there was nothing you get invested in. You know, in terms of what they were doing in the ring and things like that. There was no like angle or anything. It was just a case of like get in there and have the match. You know, it was a decent enough match. I wouldn't knock it.
Okay, interesting. I mean, I enjoyed the match and stuff like that. Tiffany obviously enjoyed it as well, but like I said, it's each to their own. Do you know what I mean? We've all got our own personal preference.
Yeah, it was just what was it? What was it? Obviously, there was a lot of punches in this match, and you know, it. I mean, there's some terrible punches in wrestling, you know, and these were all right. You know, I think Booker T gave them was it Booker T or Sean that gave him a bit of advice after the match about how to throw a forearm. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you know, but was it yeah, but was it stuff like that puts me off. It disengages me if it doesn't look right. You know,
And it's
maybe
crazy though when we obviously watch it as well. I mean, do you know like when somebody points something out like that, you look back going, "Oh my shit!" Do you know what I mean?
yeah. And I think I see a lot of that in wrestling now. I've probably seen too many wrestling matches now to enjoy it from watching it on the television. That's why I wish they would just give you a hard. I think if WWE if WWE was to add a feature to Netflix where they just give you the hard cam, you know, I would probably watch just the hard cam. I don't want all that zooming in and things like the close up, but give stuff away. I think that's what destroys it. You know, it takes me out of it when you see something that doesn't look right. You know.
Yeah, yeah, I get where you're coming from there, mate. 100% agree. Now, of course, the main event was Anthony Luke for Team Booker versus Elijah Holyfield for Team Taker.
Yeah.
This for me was up there, you know, with the opening match and stuff like that. I think we all know that obviously Anthony Luke's obviously everyone's big on him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Elijah Holyfield again. I wouldn't have said this were Elijah's first match because he did really well.
No, he looks an absolute package as well. I think that lad's gone far. You know, what was it? He's just got that. He's got that WWE look. You know, big guy, powerful, got character. He just looks a superstar. It's going to be interesting if they don't call him Holyfield because he's got Holyfield tattooed right across his back.
I wonder if there'd be some like copyright type thing or something with that.
Yeah. Jeez, that'll be interesting. Was it they say that about movies? Don't you? Don't get tattoos if you want to be in the movies. Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Obviously enjoyed that match as well and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, it's a solid match. You know, I mean, you can't really pick apart it. Do you know what I mean? Because it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed it as well, but the crowd was really into this.
No, definitely they were really into it, and they were really positive for Holyfield as well. You know, which was good. His mum was there. That was I'm sure his dad might have been there as well, probably, but they just didn't show him because they didn't want to show up the sort of, I don't know. They sort of hinted that his mum went to all his sort of stuff when he was at college and things like that, football and things like that. So fair enough, but you know, super cool. The reason I like these sort of matches is because what was it? They were they were two decent sized guys just knocking lumps at each other. You know, not overcomplicating things. You know, not doing lots of silly stuff.
No, exactly. And I love
You
the
know,
little punch sequence.
yeah. I think even Taker made a comment about him not pulling punches.
Yeah, definitely good. Do you know what I mean? This is the thing, though. Now, I mean, we're 6 episodes in it, and anyone could absolutely win it because we're seeing a lot from each of them.
No, definitely, definitely. It's interesting that what was it? Obviously, where it's going to go. Are they going to do double points in the last week? What was it called? What was it? Like if you're going into the points just now, so pretty much. What was it called? I think what was it? Booker went and picked Elijah and Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Mickey James voted for Chris Island and Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Bubba Ray voted for Bailey and Elijah. What was it? And what was it? Undertaker, Elijah, and Bailey as well. So pretty much, it was unanimous who was going to get the points this week.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I 100% agree, Joe, with the point system as well. I mean, both of them absolutely killed it. Do you know what I mean for this week? So for me, I think obviously spot on.
Yep. And I'm also looking forward to next week's episode because the way Gunther spoke to the legends just went, whoa. You know, that was interesting at the end. You know.
Yeah. So before we was to talk about that, so the team points now obviously as followed. So it's Booker and Taker's on 4, Mickey James is on 2, and Bully Ray's yet to score.
Yep. I don't
And
think
stuff.
Billy Ray is caring. I think he's enjoying himself too much.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, he has got some good, obviously, people to obviously learn and stuff. It's just there's just other people better in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, you mentioned it obviously last week. I mean, next weekend, Gunther obviously is coming to LFG, and I remember when this obviously the trailer came for this, and he got a lot of stick.
Yeah. But you've got to that's the thing. What was it? And I think that's a big difference with the WWE. Is a lot of the guys that they're at the top, they're being successful about it. I mean, look at Gunn from what he was to what he is now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what was it? He was a big guy. He was overweight. You know, he had a bit of a belly on him. What was it called? And there was no muscle tone, barely any muscle tone to look at him now. You know, so what was it called? He, he's had that sort of ethics drove into him by good wrestling people. So it's obviously
Yeah,
going to translate.
100%. I'm curious to see obviously how he plays into it.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to mess with Gunther. I wouldn't
So
want to disrespect him. You know.
no,
What was it? What was it? Yeah. Sorry.
I'm trying to think how he's going to play Joe into the Joe this week, the next week, or this week when obviously we're recording this. Is it going to be like more like a more in your face type, physical type thing? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you might find Gunther gets a bit physical in the ring. A couple of the couple of the guys, maybe not. I
We'll
don't know.
see.
What do they
It's
say?
definitely curious.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Complete anything else?
No, not really. What was it? It was another good episode. It wasn't the best episode for me. I still think last week's was probably the best episode so far. What was it called? And hopefully, what was it? I mean, hopefully, as next week comes, it's a good episode. They've all been good episodes. It's all very interesting. It's all great fun. You know, what was it? I'll be interested to see. I'll be interested to see where it goes after this. Where the sort of wrestlers sort of appear and go and turn up or disappear, or because they're not all going to make it, are they? Really? You know, but even though they look all fantastic, that's not the reality of this. You know, but having seen sort of Bailey and what was it, Elijah, what was it, I think they might be two of the standouts, and there's a couple of others as well. It's like Shalan and things like that. But what was it? I just think they look like megastars in the making, just with their look alone. And sometimes that's all you need.
Absolutely. Tiffany said my favorite episode was Faction versus Faction. That was
Yeah.
a good episode. I'm not going to lie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The reason I enjoyed last week's was because of the promo stuff that some of them cut. But the one that was cut what was it, to CM Punk was just phenomenal. What was it called? Like, you walked away from me, and like he made it so personal. Like it was done directly towards him. What was it called? It was a phenomenal promo. Fantastic.
100%, 100%. So yeah, guys, that's obviously WWE LFG episode 6 review and stuff like that. Stay tuned. Obviously, like I said, we'll shoot obviously episode 7. I do believe it is the last episode, but I've no confirmation on that yet.
I think it is. Number 7's the last one, I think. So
Yeah. Well, it remains to be seen then, right? But like I said, I'm excited to see what Gunther obviously plays a part and stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, guys, we are going to obviously pre-record something for Saturday. We will officially be back live on April 2nd when I interview Ian Skinner. Then, of course, Show for 3 returns the day after, and Mr. Riders is back apparently the following day.
yeah, hopefully his excursion with the the abductions went well. So
We'll see. Cheers for watching, guys.